Oh, again, so just to sum up what's happening with the Army's 77th Brigade, who are doing this attempt at propaganda to convince people to take the vaccines. So, what it's like really, it's a bit like, say, a pacifist, one of these tree huggers, who's only ever served cups of tea and coffee. You know, grammar schools, knowing and making the difference between barrister and barrister since 1934. Yeah, thanks for that. So yeah, it's like a pacifist who's only ever served tea, who has only ever shot a pistol with had water coming out of it. This guy doesn't have a clue what he's talking about. If such a pacifist with a water pistol knowledge was to walk on your rifle range in the army and start telling you how to fire a gun, that's basically the situation the poor old Army 77 Brigade are in. Trying to take on people rather more informed than they'll ever be. Experts, scientists, whistleblowers, vaccine makers, the woman who invented the test, for example. Really tricky situation. So I could report, actually, that the army in this impossible situation are actually doing the anti-vax movement a lot of good, because it seems perhaps they have been infiltrated after all, and there's rather good people at the top of the spooks and in the army who know fine well what's going on, who aren't stupid, who can see, having just come back from Afghanistan and being told they were there to basically get some oil for us. But what they may also have heard is that wherever the Americans go and make war, they're not there just for the oil, because just to get oil is a very expensive operation. You've got to have mines and drills and purifying plants and oil tankers and pipelines and refining processing plants. It's a bit of a mission. There's a much easier, cheaper way of making far more money with far less expense. And when in the 1970s, 90% of the world's heroin came from what was called the Golden Triangle, which was the countries of Laos, over there, Thailand, and a place called Vietnam. You may have heard of that. And after the war there with the Americans for some time, it's been revealed, whistleblowers, top CIA men, look it up. This was all the enormous, astronomical heroin smuggling by the American government under the guise of, perhaps because of, the Vietnam War. Look this up. This is all now absolutely official. Fast forward a few years and you'll find now about 80% of the world's heroin comes from a place called Afghanistan. Funny, isn't it? And this has only happened over the last 10-15 years since the Americans turned up. According to official statistics, the Taliban fiercely opposed to heroin production. It was a microscopic amount, a few kilos a year from all of Afghanistan when they were in charge. This has gone up and up, 1,000, 10,000 tonnes, 100,000 tonnes, ludicrous amounts. Almost all of it in the world coming from there. So if you want to make some money, what you do is pay a farmer in Afghanistan a few quid a day, and he'll give you a ton or so of raw opium, which you can process rather cheaply into one of the world's most evil drugs, made by the German pharmaceuticals back in the day, heroish heroin, to make the supreme soldier immune to pain. That was the original idea. Funny enough, the army involved in that almost still. So there we go.